Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. Today's Tuesday. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle and build a profitable business that's fun to run. Every Tuesday, the digital diva is in the house. We're talking social media, we're talking digital marketing with Terry Johnson online from New York City. So, without further ado, welcome everybody. Terry.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another week of talking about marketing strategies. And I got things popping up on my screen because there must have been an update on Mac. So, like, get is it? So, we're here, once a week we talk about marketing strategies, and that is, social media marketing, and it can be email marketing, it can be just everything that you do online that help you grow your business. Because now, we've got new things going on, new happenings, AI, I don't have to say it. I see a lot of conversation of fear, and people are just it's really just mind blowing. But there's news of every new tool and new things every day. So I was going to put a post up today. I didn't have time because so busy looking at stuff, but I was going to say that AI is a time saver, not a time waster. And I'm going to post that today, but I just wanted to say it. So now I have the audio clip I can use. So I would say that again. AI is a time saver, not a time waster. And things that we don't need anymore are going to fall away. That's the natural order of things. So that happened when remember the days we didn't have computers, and how did they do office work before computers?
A typewriter, um,
Pen
and paper, old fashioned
um,
Rolodex.
picked up the phone and called people. Well, you still pick up the phone and call people, but the way we do things changed. So
Right.
I don't understand. I mean, well, I kind of do. The fear of the change, and how do you mitigate that as a business owner? Remember that everything stays the same. That's why we talk about marketing strategies here. It's not about the tool. So the new tool is AI. Before it was social media, before it was a computer, before it was a typewriter. All of those things, those are tools. The strategies stay the same. Marketing stays the same. Marketing is the same as whenever they had the first bazaars in Acrobat. I don't know why I want to say Acrobat, but wherever the country that had the markets and the bartering and this, that all of that is marketing. It's just evolved, but the strategies stay the same. So that's why we talk about it regardless of the tool. So don't be afraid of the tool because there's talk about pausing development of AI, and that's not going to happen.
Hmm.
It's just that things are faster today. So, and bringing up the idea of how we did office work before computers, it was a very slow process with computers when they came over. They didn't take over immediately like AI did within a month. It was like a million users, 100 million, some astronomical number. But before the process, before it took time, it was gradual. The scary thing now is that it is faster, and that people think that AI is thinking. It's not thinking. It's you're putting in a command, and you're telling it to do something, and it's doing it. It just seems conversational. That's the part of what we're doing now. It's conversational. It seems like a person is talking to you. And unfortunately, I heard this week that some person I forgot what country it was. They were using AI or chat. I'm not sure what they were using, but they were talking to this the generative AI tool for a couple of weeks or something, and then they got into a conversation where the bot told them to take their own life, and they did. But is that the fault of the tool or the human that was feeding it commands, and it was just spitting back whatever you put in?
Hmm.
See, that's the unfortunate part, and that's the part that people are going to amplify, that this thing is horrible. but it is whatever you put in it. So that's the human part of it. If the human puts something horrible in it, it's going to spit something horrible out. I say this all the time. It's a tool. I said this about social media. It's a tool. It's a screwdriver. In the right hands, it builds habitats for humanities and houses. In the wrong hands, it's a weapon that can take somebody's life.
True.
Is it the screwdriver's fault? No. The screwdriver is just a piece of metal. Same thing with AI. Is it the AI's fault? I'm going to say no. No, it is ones and zeros, people, ones and zeros. So I see a lot, and I see this on Facebook. I saw a post today. Oh, they left a group because the person was saying that if they don't get on board with AI, the business is going to die. That's kind of true, but not overnight. We're talking years,
Right.
or this. It might be faster than years. Go ahead.
But what about the people who did not make the shift to digital, online, anything, and they're still trying to do their business by paper?
Right.
Not to say that paper is bad.
Right.
It's just that they're still trying to do their customer follow up and everything. Is their customers are not in a database. Their customers are in a shoebox or somewhere else.
They're doing, but see, this is the key. They're doing business. They're in the slow lane. We're in the fast lane with AI. That's why I said it's a time saver, not a time waster. Because it's a tool. You got to learn how to use it. So the same, I always bring up these examples of the Pony Express and the train. When the railroad system was put in, your mail got faster because the mail came by Pony Express. And it took weeks or something to get a piece of mail.
Right. It took months. Sometime from one end of the country to the other.
Right.
And immediately, because we saw this in tech history, as soon as that railroad was finished, Pony Express was over the next day.
Why? Because it's a time saver, not a time waster, because now I get my mail in weeks versus months. And then the railroad, and then we got cars and trucks and stuff. So you get your mail in a couple of days, depending on where you are in the country. But that's the process that I want you to see. That's the process. And the thing is why I think AI scares a lot of people is because it's so fast. But that's because we were in the information age. We still are, but we were in the beginning with computers. And anybody remember a time when you did not have a computer in your home? Because they were so expensive, and it was like, why do I need it? Now you have a computer in your hand. It's called your phone. You might have it on your wrist. That's a computer. It does things. And the switch between the process of us changing over is faster now. So this is the thing. And and like I said, the story about the gentleman, I have to find out what country or whatever. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but there and I got to get the story, but his wife was there. So there should be family members or something. If you see that kind of, that's an addiction behavior. And it's not AI. It's just the connection between that, and you couldn't pull yourself away, or not to blame anybody. I'm just saying that somebody in their family couldn't say, hey, you conversating with this thing, or maybe they didn't know. I don't know. But stories like that will break us. Then I put another story up on my stories. I think I did about Khan Academy. Let me pull it up. Khan Academy is teaching their kids AI in Khan Academy. And the parents are happy about it.
Because the parents don't have to do the math.
Let me pull this up real quick. Yeah, so let me pull it up because I do a screenshot. Where is it? Because I thought that was interesting because this is what's happening. The kids are getting it in the schools, but these are, okay, here it is. Silicon Valley private schools giving kids AI tutors. They're getting tutors, and it comes from, I think it was Khan Academy. If you've heard it, they're the educate. They're in the education business. So they have a private school called Khan Lab School, and the parents are teaching their kids that. So think about the wealthy parents are embracing it and saying, "Oh, this is going to be a part of my kid's life. Let me get a tutor."
Right, because it would be the same way as the smart parents or forward-thinking parents. If coding is a thing, let me get my kids in coding.
Yes. Exactly. So now it's already uh, third graders, whatever. I'm not sure the age. Elementary school. They're going to be proficient in that thing because they have parents that say this is going to be something big, so let them get a private tutor so they can get up on it, because the school is not teaching that. And I don't think the school will. Some schools aren't, but there's discussion about, where it belongs in education, because we talked about people using it and copying and pasting, which is not what I'm talking about. This is a time saver. So it's supposed to, if it takes you, I've heard stories of people saying it takes them days to write a blog post, and now it takes them 15 minutes. So they got more time to do other things. But okay, let's get into the topic, because I just, we always talk about the AI stuff because I hear people talking, and this ties into when we talk about marketing strategies. The strategies say the same. So instead of pen and paper, you're going to use AI. And one more thing, I went on LinkedIn. I forgot where I was. And somebody had a poll about, do you use AI to create content? I said, yeah. I use it to create content. I don't copy and paste. So your wording has to be right. I use it to create. Yes. So there was a couple people in there. Oh, no, I would never do that. That's not ethical. That's not that. I was like, you people are crazy. So when the typewriter's out, you didn't use the typewriter. You hand wrote everything, and the other person was typing stuff and going, hoo, I'm finishing my document, my report, and I'm done. You're gonna handwrite it. So there's that attitude there of, oh, I would never admit to use it. I was like, yeah. And a couple people in the comments said, yes, I use it for creative, because it's a creative tool. I don't copy and paste. So that was an option. But those are the kind of thinking that's coming out, that you're wrong for using it. And I don't want people to think that. So that's why I say it's a time saver. Calculator, all those tools. All right, so we're going to talk about customer-centric strategy today. And this ties in with AI, because you can use AI to get this information. So when I mean customer-centric strategy, I mean putting the customer first, or in this case, if you're starting out with your brand, you put your audience first, because your audience is going to be your customers, right? That's the deal. That's why we're on social media, because you're talking to a group of people about something they may need or want. And then you say, hey, come on over here with me, customer journey, call to action to my business where I have it set up, whatever system you got up to make sales, whether it's online or offline, you got a system to make sales, and you put them in, you bring them over because it's something they want. You're not manipulating, you're not tricking, none of, we're not doing those things. So I think that's what a lot of people have to understand. There's no tricks here.
Right.
When you're on social media and you're building your brand and you're starting with this customer-centric focus, you're going to sell. People are going to buy. Why? Because you're customer-centric, and that means focusing on the wants, needs, and desires of your audience. Okay? Once you do that, they're in. They're tied in. It's like, well, this, and think about this. When someone wants to buy a car, what do? They do a lot of research first, online, whatever. But what do? What kind of action do they take? They go to the dealership.
Right.
Because we're not at the point right now where the car comes to us, right? I haven't had a car in a while, so I don't think that's the process.
Well, they got a couple of companies that are doing that model. I believe it's Carvana and somebody else, Vroom or something. You go online and you look for the car that you want, and then they
deliver it to you. Okay.
Right.
Right.
However, I don't know how much that will work unless it's like trying on clothes.
Yes.
I need to go try it on, and then maybe I'll buy it online.
Right. The tactile part of it, of jeans. I need to try on the jeans, even though, I go to, let's say, whatever online, and they say, oh, get size whatever in this color. Yeah, sure. But I still got to try them on, because every jeans are cut differently by brand.
Right.
So,
and a vehicle is the same type of a thing.
Yes.
You got to get the feel for the car. I need a test drive.
I need to sit in it. I need to look at it. I need to sit in it. I need to imagine myself there and test drive.
And see, and so Tesla, when you go to buy a Tesla, you go to the dealership and test drive the car.
Yes, that
And then
process
you
will
do it,
be there.
and then you order the car.
So here's the deal. AI could do all of the stuff, but I got to get to the dealership. Because as
Right.
humans, we got to touch, that's tactile. We got to touch things. We got to smell the interior. We got to see ourselves in it. We got to see the color. What kind of red is it? And you might see the red or whatever color online, but you still got to go to the dealership because online colors are not the same as in life colors because it's something we have called eyes.
Right.
They perceive things differently in reality versus seeing on a screen.
And
So
then
that's but what are the steps that the dealership or the manufacturer, because with a car is the manufacturer and the dealership, they're in partnership because they want to sell. But you see the car commercials from the manufacturer, from the not manufacturer. What am I thinking?
from the
Manufacturer, but there's another
right,
name for cars. But the
the
automobile.
it's the automobile maker. You
Yes,
see the car,
yes. They
and then
advertise. They
right,
advertise
but
the Tesla. No, well, not Tesla. Whatever. I'm thinking Ford. You see the commercial of someone driving it, right?
right,
And then they do some talk over about being fast, going
mhm,
0 to whatever the selling point is. That gets you to the dealership
yes,
because you don't go to the Ford plant or you don't go to GM. You don't go to the plant. You go to the
to the
dealership.
place where
So
they
right,
have
the
the
store.
models.
Right, where the models are, and you get to, I want you to see the journey of it. So you have to get the attention. Manufacturers do that. The auto manufacturers do that, and that's to get you to taste it. And then, but everything is customer centric to say, okay, go to your local blah 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 because this, that, and that 0.1 interest rate, which is not, that's not true, but I'm just saying that they give you a number or they say a deal or it's to incentivize you to get moving to the dealership.
Right.
But it's all education. So now they do that on social media where there's a lot of education. So a dealer, if they're smart, they will do some more. It's like here I'm thinking of a relay race where the baton they pat one yeah, they save the fastest one for last or whoever's fat, and then they hand off the handoff. So that's what it is. The manufacturer makes the commercial a generic whatever, whatever the selling point is, and then they hand it off. Go to your local Ford dealer. Go to your, and then there's going to be salespeople in there to talk to you. But all of that is customer centric. That's what I want you to see. Customer centric. So that's what we need to do online. You need to think of your audience as well. You got to educate them because your audience is going to be a customer. They're not a customer today, but you got to get their attention somehow. Now, what if I'm not in the market to buy a car? I'm not in the market to buy a car. So that's not going to appeal to me. So that's another part of everybody's not your customer where the commercial or the thing online or whatever it is written in such a way to attract those who want a new car. Because see, they're like, okay, well, we're not going to talk to everybody because everybody's not in the market for a car. Or they might not be in the market today and they might, well, my old car is 10 years old, 20, whatever. Wow, I would like to. So they do things. That's the customer centric way. They make copy, they make commercials, they do TikTok, they whatever it is, it's the tool now, but it's all customer centric to draw in those who might be a potential customer. So we got to think that way when we're online. I always say, people get online and they start selling. Oh, buy my course, buy my this, buy my product, buy my. I'm not. How do you know that person's in the market? Just because everybody's on social media or online or whatever, that does not make them your customer. So you got to have information. You got to talk in a certain way. You got to have a conversation. You got to speak their language, all because you working in a customer centric way instead of my business sells blah blah blah. No, what does your customer want that ties into your business? That's what you say. So does everybody get what I'm saying about the customer centric?
Yeah, you have to get me where I am,
Yes.
my pain points, the benefits that I'm looking for, the results that I'm looking for,
Right.
what's in it for me, not
Right.
what does the customer want to get out of your interaction?
And that we think that way because this is it. No one cares about what you do as a business. They don't care. They only care about what your business can do for them. Solutions. Okay? So that's where this is coming from. So it's about how you communicate online in the best way, in the most efficient way to talk to people who is not everybody's not your customer, but you're talking to people who could potentially be a customer. That's what a lot of people are not grasping. So you got to do it in a customer centric way. Like I'm online talking about my business on social media, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you are, but you're talking in a okay. I'm talking to my customer, even though they're not a customer today. But you want to attract those who may be. So you got to speak their language. We talked about I think we talked about last week about the hook, about the language and the thing. So see, in this example with the cars, with the manufacturer, the hook is the car. So do you ever see a car commercial where there's no car? I haven't. Because that signal with the car and the commercial is to people who want to buy a car. In the back of their mind, they was thinking about their old clunker, but they never thought about getting a new car. But here's the shiny new car from whatever GM, whoever. And that's the attraction versus, okay, the people that I'm not ever interested. I don't think I'm going to buy a car. I like it because I look at it for the marketing but I'm like, I'm not getting a car. So it's not, it's a dead thing for me. It's a dead end for me. But to someone else who wants a car or, that kind of feeling, the car is in there to hook you. That's the hook.
And here's the thing, if you ever decided that you wanted a car, you would have had the
Imprint.
the messaging from whoever put that out there. Like,
Yep.
oh, and
Whatever auto manufacturer.
maybe you are thinking about a car for someone else in your family.
Yes. Yes, you could be. Well, my daughter, my son, 18. You get a car. They're going to college, whatever. And hey, Mark says my potential client profile has been minimized to those with a credit card. Yes. Mark got jokes. Okay, so do we see do we understand anything about the customer centric? Because we talked about this a lot, but I wanted to use that term and I forgot where I saw it online. I was like, that's it. That's the term I want to use, customer centric, because you could say, well, I don't have any customers, but you have an audience, right?
And the audience becomes a customer.
Yes, but how? And that's the process that I was just saying about the car commercial from the manufacturer is the hook to get people who are thinking about, okay, I need a car. I need a new car. My mom needs a new car. My daughter, my son's going to college, need a car. My wife, whatever it is, even if it's not the person that's watching the commercial. And like Fran said, I love it. She said that it's imprinted when you see those ads. They're imprinted in your brain, even though you're not ready to buy right then. Because when they're making a commercial, they know you're not going to run out right then to the dealership. It's a hook. It's a I didn't think about, oh, that's the new 2024 whatever car. Oh, let me, go to the dealership and look. Or if you're not in the market, you're just going to say that's a nice car and you're going to move on. See, that's the part of it. We got to get the customer centric. So the manufacturers know who they're talking to. They're not talking to everybody, even though it's an ad on TV or TikTok or I keep saying TikTok, online, social media, wherever. They know their message and they have professional people that write this stuff for them. They know what to say and they know how to say it. That's why I want you to get the understanding about customer centric. The car manufacturers, any kind of manufacturers that have been in business for years, they know, they've done the market research. They know their people. They know who they're talking to. They know their age group. They know where they are. They know everything about them. And that information is used by the ad agency to make the perfect ad to get the attention. See, they're not worrying about the people that are, they're not worrying about children under 18. They're not buying cars. Who's buying cars? They already know who's buying cars. So all of that goes into it. So it's customer-centric. It's customer-centric because they know if they get this the hook, the messaging, the copy, the language, the flow, the look of the commercial, everything, they even know what kind of look that is going to attract the right person. They know that. So all of that goes into the content that you create. So that's why I wanted us to think about the content that we create online. Start with the customer-centric focus. That means knowing everything about your customer. It's not everybody, it's a certain person. You're making information, you're making content for them. You're not saying buy. And when you get this information, you're not saying buy my this, buy my that. That's not what we're doing. You're making it to where it looks like something you might want to do. Here's another example. If you see restaurants, I'm thinking like Outback Steakhouse and Applebee's. Applebee's is a good one. All their commercials are what? Sizzling food that looks delicious. When does it come on? When you're hungry, dinner time. See, customer-centric. They know, oh, okay, so mom night is working and she's coming in 6:30, whatever time it is. They picked up the kids from soccer practice. Kids want to eat. Mom is tired. Dad is tired. What do? We go in there and pull out a bunch of pots and pans and eat in 2 hours, or do we get in the car and go back, or even deliver? Applebee's, and then they turn it on and they see on the commercial or on the phone, wherever they're seeing this content, it's enticing. Food is made to sizzle. That's why you see all the everything is sizzling and popping and buttery, and this is because they're like, you're hungry. You also see other commercials where they're in the restaurant and the family's happy and that kind of thing, because they know at a certain time of day what's going on with their people that they're talking to, their persona, if you want to, get into the technical language. But they know all of that stuff, and they make the content to fit that.
So they're in the back to your analogy of the car dealership. The car dealerships, depending on the car, they put you in a frame of mind for whatever it is that you want to do.
Yes, I love that you said that, frame of mind.
Yes. So the Subaru Outbacks
yes
are framed for the people who want to get out there and hit the road, and
hikers and nature lovers. And
in the car, you see the car muddy.
Yes. Subaru cars are always dirty and muddy in their commercials.
Think
about why they do that.
Because the people who love the dirt and the mud out in nature are going to love that the car can handle that.
Yes. You don't see a Subaru commercial that's like, I'm thinking of, I've seen some commercials where they just show the car driving and there's a sunset. I'm assuming it's California because the roads are like this and the sun is shining and they got happy music. Subaru doesn't do that. They have muddy, dirty cars showing people going in the forest, in the woods, hiking, nature lovers, all of that. Why do they do that? I must be the only one that sees all that. They do that because they know who they're talking to. Customer-centric. Subaru is not trying to sell everybody. And you would think, where their cars, they should be trying to sell everybody. Nope. No. They're trying to reach their people. Customer-centric. Hey, Carlos. Carlos is here.
Yeah, Carlos says, morning, love frames. Your frames, TJ.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
And then he said,
I'm crooked.
Subaru shows you how you almost died because you suck as a driver, but you survived because their cars. I remember that the cars,
Safety.
the safety, and they did those commercials,
And Volvo did that too. I think Volvo has
right?
that safety.
Where the car was in an accident, but the family wasn't hurt because they were
Right.
in a Subaru
Why
or
do they do
Volvo.
that? Because they know they're talking to a segment of people who are concerned about safety above all else.
Mm-hmm.
Where the some of the Subaru, they're saying they have customers that concerned about, like Fran said, about going up into the woods or the forest or hiking or whatever, and they don't want to get stuck. They want a reliable car that's going to handle that mud and muck and stuff that they're going in.
Right.
You don't see a Mercedes commercial going into the woods with mud. That thing is clean and sharp and shiny because that's a different customer.
Mm-hmm.
And the manufacturers know it costs money to try to advertise to everyone. So let's cut all of that out. Let's save our, we got a budget. We don't have unlimited money like Apple. Apple has unlimited money. But they're like, okay, we got to get this, we got to hit the target. The target is not everybody. It's a certain that age, this and education, and they like doing this and they like doing that, and they don't like this and don't. They get into the likes and dislikes. It's like dating. They're dating that person. They know everything, and they go, here, let's serve this commercial up at this time. I don't see any car commercials in the morning. Morning news, not a one. But evening, during the nightly news, during you're watching your favorite show, car commercials galore. Because you're working, they want they want people that are working, employed.
Mm-hmm.
Those people do not watch TV during the day.
Nope.
Because they're at work.
You see that through sports commercials, all the sports commercials have
Yes.
cars. Because
all of them, cars and beer.
Yeah, because you are in front of an audience that enjoys
and
snacks, beer, and
yes.
the audience is always could be soccer players, basketball players, football players, whoever it is.
Mm-hmm. So, but all of that is customer-centric. That's customer-centric strategy tied into everybody's not my customer. Know your customer, because why do you have an unlimited budget to talk to everybody in the world? No. Mm-hmm. And plus, everybody in the world is not interested in what you're selling. I always think about golf, the business around golf. They'll never get me because I'm not interested in that. Even though I might see that, go, here's the master. I click, I'm not interested. Not interested. So that's another industry where they know their customers, they know their audience, they know how to grab them in the colors and the graphics and the content, and they know what they're concerned with. So you have to look at that. So this is customer-centric strategy, which what it does for a small business owner, a solopreneur, is it keeps your budget trim. You're not talking to everybody, so you don't have to spend money on everybody. And it gets down to social media. You don't have to be on every social media platform. You just need to know where your person is. It might not be TikTok.
And especially after the TikTok shenanigans that are going on, you might not want it to be TikTok.
Yeah. So these things help us with budget, with time. Here's another one, time. Knowing who you're talking to. Customer-centric focus means I only need to say this on this platform and I can get all the others. I don't need them. I don't need Twitter.
This is good, TJ, because when social media, it was in the beginning stages, mm-hmm. You thought you had to be everywhere.
Right.
But in the beginning stages, you needed to find out where the people you were serving
every platform
hung out.
That's a greed mentality, and we're business owners. Yes, we want revenue, but it's not greed. We want the right customer at the right time who we don't have to do that much of push and pull to get them to buy.
Have you ever noticed you don't see McDonald's on TV Land commercials?
Really?
I'm just thinking about TV Land shows older, like
Yes, older
Me
shows.
TV,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
TV Land shows are older,
You know what kind of commercials they have? Hearing aid commercials and
and
other kind of
shower,
things. Shower, yeah,
showers, and
accessories and the jitterbug and whatever kind of phone that is for that age group.
right. McDonald's is not over there. Car commercials are not over there.
They don't need to sell to that group because they're in a different stage of life, so they have different concerns. Customer-centric strategy. It saves you all the time in the world. And then we got the AI, so guess what? You're really saving time if you're working it right.
Right.
So that's the deal. We're in a, and I said this at the when we first started talking about AI, that we're in the beginning of the great area for small business and solopreneurs. You didn't have time, now you got it. You got it. Once you get that system to where, okay, let me ask whatever I use, because there's tons of things you can use. Whatever I ask it, I know how to ask it. Boom, 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 and I move on to something else. And I said before that, I see a lot of people saying that they spend hours or days writing blog posts because they want to get it right, and now they use Chat GPT or whatever, and they're done in less than an hour.
Yes.
And I said, I saw this on it. Oh, I think it was LinkedIn where somebody put the poll about, be honest, do you use Chat GPT? I was like, hell yeah. Yes.
I do.
Duh. What you trying to shame us or something?
Right, because it's still anyway.
It's because they're thinking, oh, you just put it in and copy and paste whatever it says. Don't do that. We said that from the beginning. Don't do that. It's a tool to get your creativity going.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I've taken like a sliver of an idea, a phrase, and given it to my tool, and it's just it spits out all of these things. And I'm like, oh, well, what about this? And it says, okay. And it gives me that angle. What about that? And I take that information and package it into what I needed to do. I don't copy and paste all of that stuff. You can't do that. That's where you see I could see Chat GPT stuff in a while, because it's like there's a certain writing, there's a certain way it spits out stuff, and I'm like, you just copy and paste it.
Right, because you didn't use your voice. Everybody has a voice.
Right.
I know TJ's writings because, okay, back to TJ's post the other day.
That's a good one.
He posted something and I'm reading it. I'm like, this ain't TJ talking. And because it wasn't her voice. I knew her voice.
And see, now I'm gonna flip it and do something that sounds like me, and I'm gonna say that it's not me, but it's gonna. But see, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. You can spot it. It's like, and talking about some of the AI, I really haven't started getting back to like Mid-Journey and stuff like that, playing with the digital part of it, because now things are coming out where it looks realistic, but to me personally, it has no soul. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Some of that AI stuff, I spot it because I'm like, there's something missing. Even though it looks perfect to the eye. It looks perfect to the eye. Something is missing.
Yes. Now,
Carlos has a comment.
Carlos says, my resume, business plan, marketing plan, profile, commercials, and every text I am putting here is from Chat GPT.
Hey, I say run with it.
And we did something yesterday. I asked Bard, because I have access to it now. And we asked it a question. Here are some, suggest conversations to reconnect with business owners after a long period of time. The answers that we got from Bard were very, what is the word? Stepford Wives-ish.
Robotic.
Robotic. Very, I was like, this is, like you said, with no soul.
You can tell. And there's some people that they've been taken in, and I was one with the Pope one, the Pope picture. Now that one got me because I was like, I was like, wait a minute. When? But see, I was like, the Pope doesn't wear a coat. That was the kicker for me. I was like, he doesn't wear a coat. He never wear. It could be free. He never wears a coat.
And then we did the same question in Chat GPT, and the answers were more human than they
More
were
flesh.
in Bart.
It's more fleshed out. There's more, and it's the way that it thinks. I know it's
Right.
not thinking. I'm just using that word, but that's the way it processes.
Right. But it's still not a human. It still wasn't me. I still would need to go in and massage that content to make it me.
Yes.
It still was. I wouldn't say that.
Right. But the post I did, that was a straight copy and paste from Bing. Yeah. And I wanted you to see. I was like, okay, it sounds good. It sounds good, huh? But that's not me.
I was like, wait a minute, this ain't TJ. And you have to know your audience that way.
They're gonna see it.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna see it because you all of a sudden you're talking like this, and all of a sudden you're no, they're in that you can do it. Nobody's saying you can't. You want to copy and paste, go ahead. It's not going to help you when you're trying to sell.
Because you now are, what is that movie, The Invasion of the Body Snatchers? We're looking at you like, Carlos's comment, my background music, live videos, posts, and graphics are all
AI.
Am I real? Am I real? I don't age. I am a hi, Mark. I mean, he's picking up with the jokes from Mark. It's like, is it live or Memorex?
Yes, that's a good one. I remember that commercial, Ella Fitzgerald, where she sang the high note and broke the glass live, and then they recorded her. Remember the little cassette things? If you don't know, the little cassette player, the little cassette tapes. They played the cassette tape on the Memorex, which was the brand to, if you didn't have Memorex, it broke the glass.
Right. Memorex was the top of the line cassette tape.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All of the other stuff was.
Wow. I'm thinking of cassettes. I'm like, wow. We have come a long way. And Mark says, Carlos is my opener. Yeah, that's your opener act. So I mean, just let us know, how do you feel about this customer-centric? I mean, is it getting through with the examples that we gave? The car, which one you gave, Fran? The Subaru, some other things. So and the thing is, this was always around. It's not because of AI. This was always around. It was just harder and difficult for the solopreneur, the small business owner, to do that, because you had to be Ford or GM or whatever that had the whole ad department, the whole departments that researched, the market and knew who the customer was. They had tons of professionals to do that, and then they would take that to the ad agency, and the ad agency had all the professional copywriters, and they knew what to say to attract the right customer. That took a lot. Yeah, you had to have departments of people and time and money and pay them salaries. Now you got AI.
So this is AI versus Mad Men. The whole AI building full of people on all them floors doing the work, and now we have
AI. Is your Zig Ziglar, your I'm trying to think of all the copywriting people, that the names I can't. The madman, the ad agency. Chat GPT will give you an ad if you Bing too. All you gotta do is ask it, write me an ad for blah 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 to reach blah blah blah.
So again, citing tech history that we do on Fridays, there is a computer that fills the entire wing of a place, and now the computer that we have today is down here.
Yep.
Versus
or this on your wrist.
Exactly. Okay. Remember Dick Tracy had that?
Yeah, I remember.
Carlos says, I look at a glass and it breaks. And then he says a character in Mad Men is based on my first boss in advertising.
Ogilvy, David Ogilvy. I was Googling it. I was trying to remember the names. I know Zig Ziglar, David Ogilvy. There's a bunch of ad people and copywriters, and they're men. Not being sexist. It was because back, in previous times it was men. So
right. They, the women, you were stuck behind the desk.
Yeah, you were the secretary, or and if you watch Mad Men, you know what I'm trying to say. It's just okay. Things are different now.
And so the ad agencies, that's going to be a change too. They probably going to be using AI too, trying to get the work done.
Oh heck yeah! What? They already use. So that's what I was saying about the person that put the survey up in LinkedIn. I'm like, what are you trying to say? Like those who use these AI tools, something wrong with us? No, something right. Because like I said this at the top of the show. I'm gonna say it now. AI is a time saver, not a time waster. I was gonna post that this morning, and I just got caught up trying to go when I have something that will do it for me. But there's so many things you can do, so I'm gonna post that. But that's what it was. Carlos says, "Oh, her name was Mary Wells in Mad Men. She was in the last season. She took over in the U.S." Okay.
And then he says she owned the largest ad agency in the U.S. and destroyed the Mad Men and changed the industry. She was my boss.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We got history going on today.
Yeah. See? Thanks for that, Carlos.
Thank you. Because we never hear about the women in ad.
Yeah. In saying, the names and the famous people that win the Clios and all those awards and things. So good to know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So this, Customer-Centric is just a reminder for you to, when you're starting to make your content, when you're using ChatGPT or Jasper AI or any of the other, just tons of them, whatever tool, Bing, Bard, whatever you're using, just think customer-centric focus when you're getting ready to, input what you're asking.
Right.
And I'm just telling you that I use, the things I'm seeing from conversations online from people who are, down with AI. Let's pause AI for 6 months. No. Did you tell Ford to pause his when he came out with the Model T? Oh, you better pause that because you're hurting the horse and buggy industry. No, it's not happening. And that comes from fear. That's a fear. Right. They're coming from fear.
And that's because they don't know what can happen, and their imaginations is going a little wonky, and they're thinking, oh my God, it's going to take over. Right. Carlos says the lady Mary Wells was a part of the I Love New York campaign.
I did not know that. I gotta look up the history of that. Which, speaking of that, the I Love New York campaign, Carlos, I know you know that they did the reboot a few weeks ago called We Love New York, and people was like, no, it was like the campaign was like, no, that's not, no.
Carlos said, I want to create an AI called Bada Bing.
They do that.
And he did say the industry did actually stop the electric car.
Did.
They did. They did. The car industry, the electric car was out before the combustible engine, and they tried to shut that down. I did a little something on Henry Ford's wife drove a electric car.
Wow.
It was that car looked nice too, by the way. Wow. It was a Brougham, and it was fully electric. And whoever was back in the day with the combustible engine, and you had to crank the thing, and it was doing weird stuff, they shut that down. The combustible engines shut that down.
Wow.
And then Carlos is agreeing with you. He said that campaign is terrible.
Yes, it's horrible. I think I saw a post online, Ad Age or one of those publications, and they were talking about. I put a post. I was like, "This is horrible." What they should have done was keep the original I Love New York, updated with celebrities. and TikTok influencers and YouTube influencers. That's what they should have did.
And let the individual people say, I
Right.
love
And
New
it
York.
speaks to every different generation. If you have different generations of celebrities, they should have
Right.
went celebrity focus. I don't know who thought of this. We love what? No, it's I love New York 2023
This is like
style.
somebody, this is like the same people who brought out New Coke. Stop it.
No, nobody asked for that. So I mean, I understand they wanted to update the campaign and they wanted to, people to love New York. So you stick with the original. You just update it for what's hot now, or the TikTok kids, the YouTube kids, the celebrities, sports players.
Right. Let them say, I love New York.
Yes. Yes.
Carlos
And
said
it was simple.
Carlos said in the 70s they stopped the electric car. The electric car because gas companies,
oil and gas, they were like,
told to stop production. The gas companies were told to stop production. I was like, come on, really? And Carlos says, I don't love New York. Too expensive.
It is expensive, but this is the thing, Carlos. Everywhere is expensive now. Like people move to Atlanta or to Texas or what, because they moved to those places. Those places are expensive too. Everything is expensive. Everything.
Yeah.
So
I don't think you're
I don't know. I'm just
somewhere where there's not a significant cost.
Well, see, the thing about New York, getting back to the campaign, is that this is a tourist town. So they've got to, do things to get tourists to come. And I was like, they're not coming for a We Love New York. They're not coming for that. They're coming for celebrities and parties and fun times and glitz and glamour and this and that and Broadway. They're not coming for.
And if you don't show those things, people are not coming to New York. They come to see Central Park with the horse-drawn carriage and the
Go back to the basics. Just update it for 2023. That's all. You didn't have to remake it. Just
dust it off a little bit.
But here we are. So
Carlos said 1 bedroom, $3,000 a month. That sounds like San Francisco here.
That's what I'm saying. New York is New York and San Francisco, and then other areas you would think would be cheaper and stuff. They're Miami, North Carolina. Things are rising.
Right. That's a studio in San Francisco.
That's not just New York anymore. It used to be. Be New York real estate prices, but those prices are everywhere now. And
because other people thought, oh, look, they're willing to pay it there. Why don't we try it? And here we go.
Yeah. So customer-centric strategy, build on the information you have, research, make sure you got that information, speak to that person, not everybody. Think of putting out information that on social, and this is what you're doing on social media. You're putting out information, you're educating, you're laying out breadcrumbs. I always like to say that you're laying out breadcrumbs because target audience becomes target audience, becomes customers because of the CTA and the customer journey. That's how it works.
And if you're giving them the cookie crumbs taste good, or the breadcrumbs that was good. Wasn't that Hansel and Gretel where she was leaving
she was leaving the little tidbits and they were hungry.
They were like, oh, this is good, and following along.
Except we're not going to cook them or whatever that
story had not a good
ending. We want to build a community of happy customers,
but not
we want to put them in a pie, whatever the German. I think is it a German story?
I think
whatever it was.
Hansel and Gretel. I was like,
no, So that's the process. That really is it. Hansel and Gretel with the delicious tidbits. You're putting them down, and your customers eating them up and following you to someplace happy, not to a not to the oven or wherever she was gonna put them. So that's it. That's it. That's what it is. So last week we talked about the hook, the hooking and everything, but this is more overall idea of when you're getting ready to create content with whatever tool you choose. You can use whatever you like. We're not shaming anybody. You use that too, but think customer centric. What do I need to say and show and do in my content that's going to bring them to me, not pulling and everything. They're going to come willingly because you're giving them things that they want. Customer centric focus, customer centric strategy. That's what works. What regardless of the tool, that's what you want to start with. Okay.
Right. This is good. This was really good information. And if you need to get more information like this, then you need to follow TJ because she's always bringing us something. You can catch it on the Discord. You can, wherever she's at, she's bringing stuff in. And like she said, on her Instagram stories and posts, you can get some stuff. But I found like having it come straight to me from the Discord app.
Mm-hmm. There'll be more things in Discord. I've got to put more things in there. So that's what I'm saying. You want to join now. You want to get in there now because there'll be things in there. That's when I'm going to put the most important stuff. Or it might come out in Discord before it goes live everywhere else, and you want to be there. Right. Say, hey, I need that. I need that information. Hopefully, that's what you're saying. So
right,
join me over there.
Remember,
go ahead.
He got a Carl, I'm going to create a mastermind written by AI about AI and use an AI host to make AI money.
He got jokes, but yes, you can do that. That's the beauty of it. It's going to be, it's a tool. It's going to be horrible people are going to do horrible things with it.
Right.
Beautiful people are going to do beautiful things with it. So let's be on the beautiful side, on the helpful, beautiful content side that, we're making stuff that's going to help people out and draw them in, bring them into our community and our business. That's what it's about. Mm-hmm. That's the long game versus, okay, I'm going to get a quick sell or a quick sale. You could do that. But that's a one and done and they're gone. Why wouldn't you've done all that effort. You want to keep them interested in your business and what you have to offer. And that's what we're talking about.
Right.
That's the way to go.
So be sure to mark your calendar. Be back here next Tuesday for our next lesson. These things help keep us reminded, and we can keep up with our clients and do better for them, which in turn is better for you. So customer-centric strategy was our topic for today. Be sure to follow TJ, terryjohnsononline.com/info. Follow her everywhere. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. She's on Twitter. She's on everywhere. So
I'm even on Fanbase. I forgot about Fanbase. I'm starting.
You got one. I gotta go follow you over there.
I've been on for a while. I just forgot about it because now we're talking about TikTok alternatives, and that was one. I was like, wait a minute, I've been on Fanbase forever. I just dropped it. Now I'm like, I gotta go back.
Thank you for saying that. The TikTok alternative, because you can do TikTok over there.
You could.
I like Fanbase for the whole.
If you don't know Fanbase is an app by Isaac Haynes' son. Isaac Haynes the third. Mm-hmm. His app is a combination of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Snapchat. It's all mixed up.
I need to get back over there because
me too.
I can probably post one time over there.
Yeah. It's an alternative that people are looking at. So I remember when it first came out, I downloaded and I may have done a post and I was like, well, I don't need to be here. And I just left it. But now it's like, okay.
Yeah, because it was a new neighborhood and there wasn't a lot of people in the neighborhood at the time.
Right. So he's growing it slowly. That's an example of it doesn't have to come out and be the TikTok killer. It doesn't have to come out and have 200 million users the first day. He's been growing it slowly. So it's a matter of timing. So, Snapchat is going to come back. This is going to come back. That's going to come back. If this TikTok thing goes into, what it's going to be. So that might be a place to look. Just be there. Just be ready. Go over there, get your handle, and be ready.
All right. And if you not have an opportunity, you can join the Bizchicks community. Just text Biz to 33777. Come on over. The water's fine. We are here to help promote you, help promote your business, and get you
Mm-hmm.
good information to take the hassle out of your hustle so that you
Yep.
can build a profitable business that's fun to run.
Yeah.
We'll be here tomorrow with Coach Karen, then Thursday with Robin
Mm-hmm.
Shimizu about healthy habits. And then Friday, we will be back with TJ, Dr. Tachi, Terry, and myself. We're going to be talking tech.
Yep. Tech Weekly is a
Mhm.
weekly, it's a wrap up of what happened during the week. And there's always a lot of information. We carry it, we cover it. So
Yes, and it's really good too because it'll keep you ahead of the game so you know what's going on.
yeah.
So we're looking forward to seeing you. And one of these programs was definitely next Tuesday and Friday. And thank you so much for tuning in. We will
Thanks,
talk to you
everybody.
really soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye
Yep.
bye.
Bye.